this is not my line. This is her line. Her line. It's Fight Night Bitches.
The franchise belt. I was there in Cancun when Vasiliy Lomachenko was elevated. It was an honor. We saw him sign the declaration in front of all of us, and now he came out with a statement that he saw an interview with you in it, saying that he petitioned. I don't know what that means. He as in Loma's team, or is he as in Top Rank team? So now he's confused. He said he never asked for it. He thought the WBC gives it like an accolade. They're the ones that choose to elevate them, and not we didn't petition. Can you clarify this? Because maybe there was loss in translation and communication, but what happens if Lomachenko says, I don't want this franchise belt because of all of this nonsense? Whatever
I don't
happened?
know. It was a surprise. You were there. You
Yeah.
saw it. We received a petition by Top Rank requesting the consideration of Lomachenko as a franchise champion to be designated in that way.
So it was Top Rank that petitioned, but did Lomachenko have any idea?
I don't know. But,
Okay.
When a promoter, the promoter is the official representative of a fighter for the organization.
Yeah.
So when you see in the ratings, in the mandatories meetings, they represent the fighters. And it's just a matter of, I believe there's language matter, lost in translation, and there might be a confusion. And also, we live in a very complicated world with social media, with so many people pretending to be reporters, and with hatred that you see in comments in Twitter, in Instagram, in Facebook. And I'm just sorry that this franchise situation seems to have gotten out of hand in the Haney Lomachenko case. But I feel very confident about the concept. It's innovative, and it just brings great opportunities for the big picture. Many of us look at a tree instead of looking at the forest.
I think the problem is when it came to the franchise belt, it was when you first gave it to Canelo, everyone's like, is this like a super, super duper belt? No one knew what it was, and many of us still don't know, even though we try to break it down. But now in this case, when Loma says, I didn't ask for it, I didn't even know what it was, I thought it was from WBC. Now Eddie Hearn is saying that if you become a franchise champion, it's also to help you move up in weight classes or down. You don't have to fight your mandatories, but now he can't be undisputed. Is that true or not? He can still be undisputed.
Of course,
he just has to fight his mandatories.
Of course, no. Undisputed is like a pound for pound listings. I mean, it's a concept. Are you undisputed with or without the Ring Magazine belt? I mean, it is just a concept. We are more interested in having the best fights possible than interested or worried about, is he going to be undisputed or not?
Yeah.
You have so many fighters who have 2-3 belts that are unified champions and end up losing the recognition of an organization due to the system, due to the how do you expect a Lomachenko who is three organization champion fighting all year mandatories? He would have to fight the WBC, he would have to have the WBA, he would have to have WBO, next year the WBC, This is a...
But isn't that the point, that they know this as champions because everyone vies to be a champion and vies to be undisputed? It comes with the territory. It comes with the accolade.
But it doesn't happen. And it breaks down and it disrupts the greatness of a fighter. I understand both ways. The WBC invented the mandatory defense. I don't know if you know that.
No, I did not.
The WBC was the organization who introduced a rule that the champion has to do a mandatory title defense once a year to avoid the best contender from getting the title shot. And it's a great rule, and it works, and it's just. But we are adapting to the current times, to the current days, and we are being innovative.
Okay.
Nobody can challenge that Canelo and Lomachenko are top of the top, that they move the industry forward, that they fight in different weight categories, that they have a great career that built them to be what they are today. And what they deserve is to have the opportunity to have the best fights that are out there without a system that will prevent that to happen.
David Benavidez just recently said Junior and not Dillian White, Deontay Wilder, they won't accept it if it was offered to them. In Deontay's case, you can't because
we do not offer it.
Well, like if it came around and say maybe this guy is the next one who's done great in his career, and people don't understand, they're like, why doesn't Deontay? And I remember I asked you, why doesn't Deontay get it? This is his 10th title defense, but unless there's a new heavier weight class that he wants to go pursue, move down in weight. Would that be a case that?
No, Deontay is heavyweight, so that condition of moving in different divisions does not apply. And Deontay is very active. He's to avenge that draw that he has and wants to fight Fury. So
what happened to Dillion White? Because he, as you know, we saw with the UKAD test and this whole Chavez Jr. About a VADA test, and he's not licensed. Dillion White is now not even a mandatory when he should have been. I don't know, is it because of the missing B sample, or how is Usyk mandatory? Everyone's so confused.
Dillion White fought for the WBC Interim Championship and the mandatory for the division. And very unfortunately, after the fight, a news came out that there was an adverse finding in a test performed in the UK. So precisely what is happening right now is that there is a legal proceeding that is under the law of the United Kingdom. So he's going through that. The WBC cannot do anything, and we are doing our own protocol under the clean boxing program, but he is under illegality in the UK. So his designation, his championship, interim championship, and mandatory designation is suspended until the legality is finished. He's not suspended from boxing. He can box anywhere, anytime, but his recognition and his privilege right now is suspended because there's a proceeding going on about an adverse finding.
And that was through UKAD or VADA?
UKAD.
So help explain this to me. Ryan Martin just got a recent ban of 4 years for metabolites found in his supplements, and he's been providing all the documentation. Does that mean he can never fight in the UK, but he can fight here in America or China, or?
It all depends. It all depends on the jurisdiction.
Okay.
Ideally,
go ahead.
Ideally, the jurisdictions would respect suspensions, but that is not the case consistently in the day-to-day activities. Ryan Martin, he had an issue with a VADA test. I was not aware of this UKAD. Was that in UKAD?
Yeah, it was UKAD.
Yeah,
when he fought Taylor.
I was not aware of that, but the WBC has a process for every single case, and it has to be dealt completely independent. You don't compare one to the other. Okay. So I don't know if he has had his due process, if he has had that.
It took a year. We just found out. So he fought Josh Taylor a year ago. The news came out maybe less than last week. Yeah.
I was in China, so I didn't know.
Yeah, so it was kind of weird. It took so long, and then when the verdict came in, 4 years. And I'm thinking Jarrell Miller got suspended for 6 months, Canelo 6 months, and he's been proving that these are supplements given to him.
Yes.
And
well,
it wasn't meat.
everybody should have the right for a due process. And The 4-year ban, I believe, is a WADA principle, but because the UKAD is a governmental instance, and they don't make a difference from gymnastics to swimming to boxing.
You guys click and subscribe right here. And remember, it's fight night, bitches!